Hello, everyone. Welcome to the bronze medal match in the SHI Tournament Olympics. This is Rose City Saint of Rose City Nation of Vapagidia versus Nirm of Anchors of Fire. Both players got here by losing their last match, and neither of them wants to do that now, and they are underway. Alright, we got a boulder blocking a cave right from the start. So we're going to need the hammer to get in there. That will be an item cave. Got Rose City Saint going south. Nirm found the town of Mito, and there's another town right next to it, and it is the town of Rudo. So both towns, you need items to get the spells. A couple swamp tiles there. Nirm elects not to go in, but it may be because he had some followers on his tail. Road tile is always the red jar. He checks and makes sure Rose City Saint finds the entrance to Death Mountain. And Nirm also found the palace that I did not see because I have to look at my keyboard when I type. But Rose City Nation is going through the swamp tiles to look and see if there's any free XP. And it is 3 or 6. There's a boulder blocking the road down there. So the hammer looks to be very important. And we have Parappa Cave. Nirm is going through, wakes up to find another cave, and that is Medicine Cave. This is going to be our first item. If Nirm can survive the experience, they are Swiss flags. So the small enemies in the first part of this will remain small, and the large enemies will remain large. There's a 1-up doll for Rose City Saint. Rose City Saint not afraid to dip in and try to find the experience. Nirm finds a Dyra worth 100. Looks like Rose City Saint's going to go through Parappa Cave, and Nirm is going to find a heart container. Not exactly an item for progression, but definitely going to help out a little bit later on, or even now, to sustain staying alive. Now it's Rose City Saint's turn to go through as they give each other a little bit of a bro hug. Let's see what else is on this side of the continent. I don't know if there's much else. There's a river segmenting it. See if Nirm doesn't reach the coast here in a couple steps. Oh, there is a bridge to get over to another side, and a road. And there is the heart container for Rose City Saint. Nirm gets an attack level. Rose City Saint already had that. But this, everyone's favorite encounter, the lower of the, quote-unquote, lower of the 2 difficulty desert encounters. That just has projectiles for days. It's a big road to nowhere, there's no surprise there. And we're going to go up, and there is one more cave on this side. And the raft tile is on the other side of the bridge. And we have Trophy Cave. So Nirm's going to get a second item. Another hunch here from that Dyra. And it's the boots. So Nirm's going to put those boots to work. Walk along the edge of the continent there. Rose City Saint picks them up as well. And there's the boulder. It doesn't look like it's in that section, but this is the second entrance to Death Mountain. We found the other one early on. Niram's going to give it a look to see if he can walk up and above. See if he goes into all the nearby caves or if he's just going to do the couple. No, he's going to do all of them. So he is looking for the Vanilla Hammer Cave. He has one more opportunity here before he has to dip in. He does not find it. And he goes... Looks like he's going to go back out. He's going to go back out. And Rose City Saint is now going to explore the initial area of Death Mountain. So Rose City Saint went a little bit of a different direction to start. And now he's just following Nirm's footsteps. Nirm is in Magic Container Cave. Remember, there is one boulder blocking a cave that we have seen so far. So this would be the third item, and is the magic key. So now the key was found on the continent. That could put the raft inside of a palace. There's the grass tile on the screen for Nirm. Rose City Saint is going to get his magic key now. And everyone's favorite item, the cross, on the grass tile. So one of Heart Container Cave or P-Bag Cave is going to be blocked by the boulder. And we're still looking for 2 towns and 2 palaces. There's Heart Container Cave for Nirm, so that's going to make the P-Bag Cave blocked by the boulder. And it is a P-Bag, 5 hunge. That's going to get Nirm attack 3. And the front end of Jump Cave there for Rose City Saint. There's the back end of Jump Cave for Nirm, so we've seen both sides of Jump Cave. Both sides of Parappa Cave. There's the town. Could be the back end of Saria. We haven't seen Saria or Parappa. I'm sorry, or Raru. Going to go south first and find this town. This is the right side of Saria. So we'll be getting our first spell of the game here pretty shortly. So Rose City Saint got to this race, this bronze medal match, by losing to Buzz Thunder. He spent a great deal of the early part of that match looking for Mito, which Buzz never found, to try to get down stab. And that is Jump in Saria, so if we do find Mito, we do know where Mito is. It's by start. Nirm can go ahead and get down stab. See what the other town is. The other town is Raru, so he's going to be picking up a second spell. And Nirm got here by losing to Jacquemus Wedge. We are getting confirmation in chat. There was a weekly randomizer boot camp last night where the winner did not get down stab, up stab, or fairy. And speaking of fairy, that's a segue. It was a 16 CC though, so it doesn't really go down in the record books. There's a palace. We've been looking for you guys. What are you doing there together? So it's the other one, 3 or 6. So both 3, 6, and 1 are on the Western continent. And Nirm is going to go through 1. He does have the magic key. He has a fairy spell as well, but magic key does not cost magic. Now it's Rose City Saints' turn to get fairy here. $100-point Doom Rattler. It's pretty good XP so far in the seed. Fairy is 105 at Magic 2. Good thing I don't need the Castic to go through doors. Nirm has Magic 3 now. And Nirm finding both of the rooms that are going to cost a key early on. Well, Rose City Saints takes a look at the palaces and says, no thank you. Not sure what he's going to do. He's seen everything that's available to him except the Hammer Cave and Death Mountain. Looks like he's going to make his way back now. Nirm presses on here, going into the right direction, looking for Horsehead. Rose City Saint is going to backtrack and get to Palace 1. Nirm's in a dead end. He's going to up A, go a different direction. See if he goes down 2 flights. Rose City Saint's going to make the initial left. Plenty of experience if you want it in this seed. Nirm gets another hunge from a red Iron Knuckle. So he's going to make his way up here. Left is probably the item. Right is probably Horsehead. So he's going to go left. Be very odd if he didn't go for the item in Palace 1. Tries the fairy over the blue Iron Knuckle and gets killed in the process. And he's going to give it another go here. See if he gets on that magic pixel. He does not. 2 bars of health at life 3. And there is the item room. Nirm wants no part of the blue Iron Knuckles with the health situation being so scarce. And it's the glove in 1. So we have the glove and the magic key and the boots so far. It's going to be very interesting to see where, in fact, Thunder and Reflect are going to be. So there's one of the bigger differences so far in this seed between the 2 players. Rose City Saint grabs life 4. And Magic 3 brings Fairy down to 33 from 100 and whatever. And here's our boss, Horsehead. Well, you didn't need the glove for it to be in, for the raft to be in 3 or 6. It had equal chance of being there without the glove as well. There's our first gem of the game. There's Palace 1 for Nirm. And he'll take life 4 at the gem. Up A, save, go back to start, and probably go right into Mito and get his down stab. Rose City Saint has arrived in the item room, and he'll be getting his glove now, if he does live. He's going to lead the blue Iron Knuckle a little bit to the right, make the big jump. And there's the glove. Nirm going to get his down stab. Better scenario would be if the hammer was in 6 and the raft was in Spectacle Rock. Rose City Saint's the first player to ever go up there. So win or lose, he does have a world record. And he'll be fighting SJP now. Nirm is going to go down here into Palace 3 or 6, the one that's on the initial area. It's going to fight the 100-point Iron Knuckle. Well, this might not be a 100-point Iron Knuckle. It is 70. And there is Palace 1 completed for Rose City Saint. We are in Palace 3 for Nirm. And we find the item room right away. Just Doom Knocker right in your face as soon as you get there. So this item better be good. It better not be a 1-up doll. It is the hammer. So hammer in 3. It does seem like these items were placed manually. While Nirm tries to complete the rest of the palace, Rose City Saint is going to be making his way down towards where Palace 3 is. Just kidding. He's going to go the long way to Mito. So at this point in time, I'll open it up to the question of the race. What is everyone's favorite cartoon and or comic strip? Please get your answers in chat now. Emotes if you have them. The question of the day is brought to you by twitch.tv/Thurwolf. That's THIRWOLF. Have you ever seen the All Your Base Are Belong to Us spoof of Calvin and Hobbes, where they have the snowball fight? That is friggin' genius. Bazooka Joe, come on. And here's the boss of Palace 3. Cow and Chicken sounds like a bad Nickelodeon cartoon. Yeah, I would recommend looking at the Calvin and Hobbes All Your Base Belong to Us parody. It was pretty good. Nirm's going to try once again. He's a little bit off on where he has to stand to get the down stab on the left-hand side. A little bit too far to the left. You want to be towing that line from the second brick over from the second column. And Rose City Saint is in Palace 3. So again, Rose City Saint was did a little bit different things to start. And then has pretty much followed right in Nirm's footsteps on the way around. I don't know where I hit Palace 3 for Nirm, but we'll do it now. Oh, I see what I did. I hit Palace 3 instead of Hammer. Apologies, the 7 trackers and restreamers we had for tonight's race have all gone to pick up their kids. And one of them went to go get milk. So I'm here alone. We're going to go into P-Bag Cave. This is the last item we can find. Well, not the last item. The last item would be in 6. So it's the item here, the item in 6. We have the kid. So 6 or Death Mountain. Either item in Death Mountain is going to lead us to the raft. But we're not picking up useless items on the way. In fact, the kid could be instrumental for getting Thunder or Reflect. And Nirm's going to go ahead and enter Death Mountain. He has the boots, and we know that we saw the boulder on the right side of Death Mountain. He's just going to walk up and get it. He might be able to just walk up and get it in this area. Let's see. He's looking for the Hammer Cave on the way. So far, no Hammer Cave. There's the boulder. Rosy Saint is trying to set up the down stab again. There's both sides of Skytrack, so we know we're not going to need to go through that if we have to dip through a cave. 2-for-1 special on Rose City Saint's side. He's going to grab Magic 4 and then whatever the gem gives him, which is probably Life 5. The boulder is a P-bag, so we're looking for Hammer Cave. There's an elevated cave for Nirm. He's not going to go through that one. He's not going to go through there. Wonder which one he's going to go through. He seems like he has his mind made up. Oh, he's going to go back to the water and go explore some more caves without dipping into any of them. There's Rose City Saint outside of 3, or outside of North Palace. He's going right into P-Bag Cave. And there we are. Nirm makes a great decision by using the boots to arrive at Hammer Cave without dipping into anything. So Raft is either going to be here or Palace 6. And we find out our answer in shortly. Just going to go over 2 large enemies here. The first one's a nice little jerk right there. You could despawn him if you wanted to. Let's see if Nirm decides to do it now. He does not. He's going to go right for it. Life 4, 5 bars of magic. Attack 4. He should be able to get through this with a couple stabs. There we go. Gets a red jar for his effort. Thanks a lot, guy. And a Geldarm. And there's our Raft. Raft emotes in chat, please. As Nirm up in A's, and he's going to go over to the Eastern Continent. Rosy Saint is now on the path to look for Hammer Cave. Not that far off from the boulder. And Nirm's going to go dip through. Oh, he can go down this road now. Because he does have the hammer, he can bypass Parappa Cave. Wonder if he's going to go do Palace 6. He's going that way. Looks like he's going to clean up the Western Continent in its entirety before he goes over to the East. And he is in Palace 6 right now. P-Bag for RCS. Now he's going to have to find Hammer Cave. Let's see how he approaches it. Remember, Nirm went to all the caves and then went back around to the water. Yes, please provide some more old cartoons that you enjoy in chat, please. Anyone like Bobby's World? Bobby's World was pretty funny. With Howie Mandel. Nirm finds the item room in 6. He's going to go through with it. Potentials that can help him here are going to be the trophy or the medicine that's going to lead to Reflect or Thunder. Or the possibility that it could be the flute that could help him do the Eastern Continent faster. And the item in 6 is the medicine. As Rosé is saying, takes a death right in the Hammer Cave. How's he doing on Hell? He has the same situation as Nirm when Nirm was here. Life 4, attack 4. He doesn't go to kill the Daira this time. He's just going to go ferry over it. And grab his raft. There we go. No, your name is not from that show. Yancey J. Fry. That name has nothing to do with Futurama. Nirm gets a red jar there. Tried to figure out how to best manage it, but he realizes he can't cast anything to deplete his magic anyway. He's going to go in through the key door and take this drop. And he's going to loop around. Let's see if how far down he's going to fall here. This might loop right back around to start. Oh, there we go. He's going to cast Fairy and get through. As we see the Eastern Continent for the first time, it is boot blocked right from the get-go. Got a nice desert of love right there. Doesn't look like it goes anywhere. And a town to the north. And it's Nubaru. So we can get all the spells here on the Eastern Continent. Nirm going back for that Mew has respawned one of those Ras. And again, he respawns another one by scrolling the screen different direction. Life is in Nubaru. Not totally useless. Rosie is saying opting not to do Palace 6, but to go to the Eastern Continent. And Nirm is going to be in the second. No, he's not. This is the fake Rebonek encounter. He's going to peek into this desert tile. What does he find? Just a red jar. Nirm's going to have to backtrack here. Oh, we see a glimpse of the River Devil. And possibly the water tile. It is indeed the water tile and 2 towns. So there's a pea bag in the water tile. Town number 1 is Kasudo. There's no magic container requirements here, so we'll be able to get the spell. And it is Shield. We are looking for Reflect and Thunder. So far, we only got the 4 spells available on the Western Continent in the vanilla game. And the second town is Darunia. Rose City Saint will most likely get upstab. Yeah, he's depleting his magic now. 4 bars. I don't know if he's going to be able to pull it off. Well, he can also cast that on his way. And there he goes. Did he get down in time? He got down in time. And he'll be grabbing up stab. Nirm setting up attack 5. Decides to backtrack here. And he's probably going to take a left-hand turn now. No, he's not. He's going to go down the elevator. There's a key door. There's a reverse breadcrumb. As Rose City Saint gets the spell in Darunia, it is Reflect. So there's one piece of the completion puzzle for Rose City Saint. And here's Rebo for Nirm, most likely Barba on the other side after this room because there are no dead ends in 6 on the right side. And you have to enter this room from left to right. Nirm does take a death. He has 1 life left. He has to be careful. Looks like he's lined up correctly now. Rose City Saint is going to bang into the terrain tiles for those pea bags. Did not get one there, but he does find the first of 2 pea bag caves on the eastern continent. And there's Barba for Nirm. Last life, has to be careful. The magic container could prove useful later on. Attack 4 is not particularly beefy, or in fact, Barba might be beefy, but it's taking many hits here for Nirm. So Rose City Saint is going back to the raft tile on the eastern continent, going to explore a different area. Cannot get around the mountains there, maybe inside. 1,000. 10 hunge for Nirm. Misses the key, 2-cycled. But Palace 6 is done. Western Continent's done for Nirm. He doesn't have to worry about it anymore. Unless he needs to come back with the trophy. Still a chance fire is thunder. I'm not too sure if anybody has cast anything that has also given them fire ability. We'll see. Nirm's going to up A. And he's going to cash in the medicine. So I stand corrected. There was one more thing to do. Turn in this medicine and hope it's thunder. Or in his case, he's hoping it's thunder or reflect. Peabag Cave, number 2. Nirm overshoots the old lady's house. And another magic container in Peabag Cave. Meanwhile, Nirm's going to grab Thunder. Which is huge because that's the item in Palace 6. Now, he did get there relatively easy. So if Rose City Saint just goes right in Palace 6, he'll probably arrive at it as well. How long is it going to take him to go get to Palace 6, though? Is the question. Is he going to explore everything else first? including all the other item locations looking for the medicine or the trophy. So that remains to be seen. It's only 35 minutes into the race so far. Nirm has 3 gems placed, Rose City Saint with 2, and he's going to go for gem number 3 here, Palace 5. Running into trouble here in the first room. And Nirm's going to find the funny-looking area to start the Eastern Continent. Anything and everything is hitting Rose City Saint right now. This 5 is not good with life 4. Let's see if screen number 3 treats him any better. Does get a red jar there, so he's able to cast life 2 more times. In fact, he's going to do it once right now. And Nirm finds Palace 5, decides maybe not. Nah, maybe I will go and do it. So Nirm doesn't necessarily need to look for the item in this room. Saves himself a life by casting Fairy there. Doesn't need to be looking for the item in Palace 5, although he doesn't know where Reflect is. But based on the spells he has a good chance of Reflect being a free spell. Topic of the day is favorite cartoon and/or comic strip. So if anybody else wants to chime in on that. For me, I was always a big fan of He-Man, G.I. Joe. I liked them when I was more younger. I liked the Smurfs. Look at Rose City Saint has found Guma. Always liked Laugh Olympics and several other Hanna-Barbera cartoons, Josie and the Pussycats. See, I don't buy answers like South Park and Futurama. Those are not cartoons, like real cartoons, not adult cartoons. Stuff made for kids when you were a kid. I will not be accepting those other answers. You know, those cartoons where everyone learns their pop culture references from and don't know where they originally originate from. Dude, I don't know where they are. I had a huge box. I think it was even like the Castle Grayskull or Skull Mountain box with all my He-Man figures in there. Nirm just gets knocked right into next week with that shot. I had all the He-Man figures up to like the Eternity playset. Never got that for some reason. Imagine all those Looney Tune cartoons, like what they got away with back in the day. Elmer Fudd shooting, Daffy Duck's face off. Got Maze Island and New Kasuto here for Rose City Saint. Both players have finished Palace 5. Neither of them are dipping for the item. Yeah, Looney Tunes is wild with the stuff they got away with, man. Well, actually, it wasn't even get away with anything. It was norm back then. It was a heart container in the old lady's house. So it must be, it's either 5 or 6 to pick it up. I don't remember the King Arthur cartoon. So, spell in Nukasudo. We'll be taking a look at what that uncovers here. How is it castable? Probably is castable at Magic 5. I like the Transformers cartoon, but cartoons are weird with syndication where, like, you never knew if there was another season or if you were watching the current season of things. So Nirm does find magic container, does find Nukasudo without getting the 2 magic containers. There's the trophy. So Rose City Saint went another direction and got magic containers out of both P-Bag caves. Nirm didn't. But it's only a heart container in there anyway. So that might save him a little time, or he may get the magic containers later and come back. There's no real reason for him to come back. He's only missing trophy. And at Magic 4, he can't cast spell, I guess, to go get the trophy. And we are finding out it is 5 magic containers. It's funny, the modern-day Marvel comics all make fun of Dazzler. They all poke fun at, like, what is Dazzler's real power? Don't make me call her up to put on a light show. I think Jubilee is now a vampire, and she has a kid, and I still don't know what she does. Inspector Gadget was a pretty good show. They always had with Penny. Was her name Penny? I'm confusing Penny from Inspector Gadget with Penny from the PSAs. Like the anti-drug PSA Penny. I don't know if there's a link between the two. They kind of look similar. There's Palace 2 is on Maze Island. And one of the other... first item is a heart container on Maze Island. The chief of Monk, the TV show Monk, reminds me of the chief of Inspector Gadget. So Nirm had no real reason to go look for items here. The only thing he could potentially benefit from is a trophy for Reflect, but we know exactly where Magos earned a Dripper. This is the Nirm dream. He's going to give up on it, though. Maybe he's going to reset the room. Nope, he's just going to give up on it. He's 5-4-6 already, and he's got a potential of really blasting this seed a new one. Not sure what Rose City Saint just picked up there. I'm thinking it's a magic container, judging by how many he has now. I heard the noise and I looked up. He's not even going to go into Palace 2. He's going to go back to the Western Continent, trade in the trophy, and see what that gives him. Nirm attempts to save his magic there by jumping up the platforms. Cannot do it, so he casts Fairy. I used to love Tom and Jerry. They're 100-point Magos. They are not worth it. There's the low roll. And we have Fire in Rudo. It's Process of Elimination. Let's cast it. See what it's going to give us. It has the potential to be Reflect or Thunder. Yeah, if it is not Thunder Fire, Rose City Saint's in a world of trouble here if he doesn't go into Palace 6 now. Let's see what he does. It is Spell. And we had a helmet head here for Nirm. It's going to be his 5th gem. He does not have Reflect, though. I've talked about it before, but like I was a big Tom and Jerry fan as a kid. But when I was an adult, I was taking a lunch break at my girlfriend's house, who worked, I lived in the area where I worked, and she went to go pick up sandwiches at the deli. I stayed. I was watching Cartoon Network. Tom and Jerry was on, so I'm like, all right, I'll watch it. And it was the episode where Tom and Jerry commit suicide, and I've talked about it before. I don't know how many people have heard me talk about it. It was the most disturbing thing I've seen, and I was, I was maybe like 32 years old. Like, I couldn't believe that episode. Like, girl broke Jerry's heart. So he just sat in front of the train tracks, and Tom was trying to cheer him up. That was when they were kind of friends. And then, like, at the end of the episode, Tom's girlfriend drives down the highway with another cat. And then he sits in the train track in front of the train tracks, too, and the, train kills him. It's like, what the hell is this, man? Is this a season, like a series finale? It's disturbing. Rosé Saint is going to check a couple of desert tiles here, hoping for an item. He would be hoping for the medicine at this point. There is where the flute is. So we have found all the item locations. Nirm is still looking for towns here for Reflect. Of towns Nirm has not found yet, well, he doesn't have the trophy to go back to Rudo. He has not found Kasudo, Nubaru, or Darunia, and I believe those are all in the north region above the raft tile. Nirm is in the location where Rose City Saint is now. There were a lot of cartoons back in the day that did, like, Ascending to Heaven episodes. So there's Grand Palace there for Nirm. That puts Palace 4 in the Valley of Death. But he needs to reflect before he goes there. There is the equals dash equals dash equals dash room. The fake out room in Palace 2. Nirm also got to that dead end and had a ferry up and over. Well, Nirm elects to go through Bonner Pass here. He is looking for that north area, easily accessible by the raft tile. The first place Rose City Saint went to in the Eastern Continent. Rose City Saint's going to be looking for the item in 2. We don't know what it is. Most likely at this point a heart container or a magic container. And here is said item room. So Rose City Saint's going to discover the 100-point floor Magos and grab a heart container. And there, Nirm wakes up to he's back in New Kasuto. He's going to take a different cave over. This is one of the VOD caves. And that did not lead him where he wants to go either. Not exactly sure. I don't remember if... Well, he's going to now use the horn here and get past the River Devil. I believe this is going to take him in the area he wants to be in. And there's the water tile, and there's a town. So Helmet Head for Rose City Saint here, but the unfortunate news for him is Nirm found Darunia. So he's going to be picking up Reflect shortly and be on his way to the Valley of Death. Going to grab Upstab just in case. We did have one race this tournament where Upstab was required. So Rose City Saint also has to do Palace 4. And then he has to go back over to the Western Continent and do Palace 6 as well. He's probably looking for Valley of Death right now. There's a Reflect spell for Nirm. He could be looking for a couple other things. I think that Desert Tile had the flute, I believe. Both players have that. Yeah, there's no other place for items to be for the medicine for Rose City Saint except in the palaces. Palace 4 maybe for the medicine for Thunder, or Palace 5 or 6. 4, 5, and 6 for Rose City Saint are the only options. And he finds Great Palace, so he had to find Great Palace and he had to find Valley of Death, and there's the entrance to the Valley of Death. He does have Reflect, so let's see if he goes. Yeah, he's going to go in. So for Rose City Saint, it's do Palace 4, maybe walk into the medicine in Palace 4, and then go back over to the Western Continent to hopefully turn in the medicine and do Palace 6. He's going to elect to take a death here and fill up on magic. Attempt the fairy feat again. Rose City Saint does not have a good fairy feat average in the tournament. I would say it's under 500. Nirm on his last life, he's got to make these fairy feet count. One more will get him there. Oh, nope. He got the skip, if that was even a trap tile to begin with. And both players are now in Palace 4. So to reset one more time, Nirm is playing for Anchors of Fire with Sleepy Mario and Puke 7. Nirm got here by beating Angry Larry, myself, in the first round. And then he lost to Jackamus Wedge in the semifinals. Nirm is also playing Super Mario Kart in the Olympics. Rose City Saint got here. He beat Dig Shake in the opening round. and he lost to Buzz Thunder in his semifinals. He's in Rose City Nation of Fapagidia with Armageddon Time and Cantaloupe Me. And Rose City Saint is also playing Super Mario Bros. 3 in the Olympics, and all the other events are going to start appearing starting next week. Just the gold medal race between yourself, Buzz Thunder, and Jackmas Wedge tomorrow at noon Eastern Time. Near him on a sliver of health here. So he finds the item room. It's going to turn right around. There's no need for the item. Now, Rose City Saint is going to find the item room. He's going to go through. He's still looking for the medicine that we know is in Palace 6. He's going to ferry on through. Not Bother is the last magic container. That's going to put some junk item in Palace 5. Noon Eastern Time, yes. And here's the boss for Nirm. So gem number 6, he has to take a death. Not sure he had to take a death, but he did take a death. And there is the last gem for Nirm. Gem number 6. Now he's going to have to walk south here, right to Great Palace. It's a short walk right through the Valley of Death. Meanwhile, Rose City Saint does complete Palace 4, but he's going to have to take the Up A journey over to the Western Continent to complete Palace 6. Nirm, forgetting how to jump, just decides to dive right into the lava. But he's going to utilize the newfound magic he got back and do a couple fairy feats. Swamp walk away from Great Palace. And we are in Great Palace now. All right, consistent with the tournament, we're using Swiss flags for all these races. So it will be a shortened Great Palace. We got the fairy room right away, followed by the theater room. Not only is Nirm crushing it right now, but his capture has been on point, and he goes right to the Thunderbird room. So unless all of Great Palace is beyond that fairy room, this could be a kind of a windy and trolly Great Palace. Rose City Saint opts to go into Palace 6 rather than dip through 5. It's going to be the right choice. I'm working that pendulum to perfection here. Getting at least 2 hits on every cycle, and Thunderbird is down. So now the question becomes, early Thunderbird room, how is the rest of this Great Palace going to play out? As Rose City Saint walks right into the item room in 6, it was very early on, and right to the right. Got an elevator room, so we got our first branch of the Eastern Power. Well, nope. That's the L7 room from the wrong direction. So, what was a one branch unexplored has now become the only branch we can take. Elevator room into the hook room. Let's have an elevator down. Rose City Saint's going to go an unorthodox way. I think this might be the only way you have to go, though. Make the left there, yeah, because you go right through the Canadian hole room. Waffle room here for Nirm. It's the Dark Magician waffle room. There's a red jar in there. If he wants it, he's not going to go for it. And the Jackamus room, so we'll have a unexplored branch here. Depends if he wants to go down or right. Most likely go right. He's going to look down first. He's going to look down first and see if it's a waffle room. Right could be Dark Link. But it's a dead end, and we have to go through that one path again. Liam's going to take the high road here. He does have low health. Rose City Saint's going to do the drops and probably get to the fairy room. Fairy drop right there. So up in the elevator room is a path, and now we have an Eon room. So we'll have the drop and the right here. So we're going to have two unexplored paths. Depending on which way he goes here, he's going to go right first. That was the first drop room we have seen. It's a dead end. That's the third dead end room we've seen. No, it's not. It's the second one. My apologies. But drops are scary because drops can take you back on the other side of Thunderbird before Thunderbird. We don't know what's to the left of that fairy room, which is the first room down on the start, on the elevator. So if you take a drop and you go backwards, you don't know what's going to be there. You don't know where you're going to be. Where if you went up in that fun room and you went left, you at least still know you're behind Thunderbird. So this can be very scary here for Nirm. Could cost a lot of time, and he could be looping around for a while with no chance of ever getting to Thunderbird. It's looking good with that room, though. The jar room into another drop room, so we're going to have a drop sequence here, which more or less tells you you're going to be on the right path. Again, all these rooms could be before Thunderbird as well. We'll see where this one takes you. And it takes you into the open-ended room. Into the third of the dead-end rooms. Now he's going to have to be forced left here. It takes the first death. This might be the bottom of the L7 room if he goes left here. And then the next drop, it could take him to the top of the L7 room, which would be a nice big loop. It's not. It's an elevator room. So once again, there's another direction he can take. Into another hook room. If this takes him to the fairy room, that's not going to be fun at all. He wants to see Dark Link here. And it's an elevator room. It might be the same elevator room he just went up in. Let's find out. He's going to check that possibility. It is, no, it's a one-piece chicken room. So that means he has not seen this right side here. And the right side is the last of the drop room. Well, we have not seen the bottom side of the L7 room. But there's a drop there. He's going to take it. So this is either going to come out at the top of the L7 room, which is going to be a loop, or it's going to be on the one with the dead end. And it's the L7 room, so he has looped. And he's basically only 2 rooms out of Thunderbird right now. So So he's going to have to make a left here, go to the elevator room. Oh, he's in the elevator room now. Left will be a hook room. And he's going to have to go down to the Dark Magician Waffle Room. So he's got a ways to go again before he gets to another section of the palace he hasn't explored yet. Meanwhile, Rose City Saint is finally getting to Barba now. Not sure how many lives he has left, but he's very close to dying. Let's hope it's not his last life. He does kill Barba, and he stays out of the lava. And there is Palace 6, so all palaces completed for Rose City Saint. Now he's got to walk to the Eastern Palace, Eastern Continent, and get to Great Palace. Last life here for Niram, and he's got a ways to go. In this next screen here, in the elevator room, he can go up and then through a fun room to the left. And that would be a new direction. Or he can go down into Jackamus. You can go take the Eon Drop. But then even then, he's got a few rooms away from getting to a new path. Before Rose City Saint goes to Eastern Palace, Eastern Continent, he's going to need to go get his Thunder Spell. And Niram does elect to go through the fun room. It is the shortest of the options. Fun room brings him to another hook room. So he'll take an elevator down and have a chance to go right. Yeah, Rose City Saint has now gotten every spell and every item. We don't know what the item is in Palace 5, so it was not 100%. But it's as close as you can get. Niram's going to cheese it up here a little bit. But he does take a couple hits in the cheese. Remember, he does not have life. And there's a game over for Niram. He's going to go back to start. He has the knowledge of Great Palace, and Rose City Saint has to get there. So he's still going to have a pretty big lead. We've seen a P bag that was worth 500 points already, so it could have been found, the candle already. It's one of those items, though. It's a P bag, red jar, or 1-up. Alright, Niram has a little ways to go to get back to the room he game overed in. And Rose City Saint has to get back to the area where Great Palace is. Yeah, Niram does not have any of the defensive spells here, shield or life. He's going to cast Jump and just take the high road over everything. Don't have to worry about ropes shooting you in the face with fire. There's death number 1 for Nirm as Rose City Saint enters Great Palace. Again, Nirm has all the knowledge of Great Palace, but there's quite a few places where it's been left unexplored. Two rooms away now from where Nirm has taken the game over. He's going to take Fairy there and not risk getting hit in the lava. Gets hit on the way out of the room, though, so he's in danger of dying again. So Rose City Saint finds the easy-to-find Thunderbird. And Nirm is smartly going to use jump, and get over all the enemies here. Does take a hit from the fireball. Let's see if he cheeses the Mr. Bicula. Oh, no. Oh, he's still alive. Uh-oh. That's not good. He didn't want to dive through those blocks. And there's the death. So one more life left for Nirm here. It's the big advantage of Rose City Saint has right now is the 8 heart containers life 7. And having the life then shield spell. Taking a few hits from Thunderbird here, but lives to tell the tale. Nirm's going to make it through the room. Let's see. Can't be a dead end. But it's Dark Link. He went the right way. So as long as he doesn't die to Dark Link right here, it's game over. Hard to imagine if he dies to Dark Link that Rose City Saint is going to take that left in that fun room anyway. We'll see. There you have it. Nirm has downed Dark Link and finished with a time of 1 hour, 12 minutes, and 32 seconds. Which will win him the bronze medal. For his team, Anchors of Fire. It's the first medal awarded so far in the SHI Tournament Olympics. And we'll see if we can get him here for the post-race interview. And there he is. Hello, congratulations. See if he's there now. Hello.
I'm working on it. Give me 1 second. I know it's busted.
Yeah, I had you that time.
All right.
What's going on, man? Congratulations.
Hello. Thank you.
What were you thinking there as you were approaching the potential sub-hour?
It was one of those seeds where I felt like every play I made was like the right one. You know when like Harry Potter, when he gets like the liquid luck potion and he's like running around all these places for no reason? That's how I felt for a lot of this seed.
Is that when he ran through the subway terminal through the wall?
No.
That's my knowledge of Harry Potter.
Well, no.
And it's a book as well. That's the 2 things I know about Harry Potter. But yeah, bronze medal there. So yeah, you did a lot of things very well. In fact, there's very little you didn't do well. The only thing that you didn't do was you didn't find a few spells and you didn't find the trophy, which you potentially could have needed. At the time you were in the place where it was in the back end of Kasuto, but you could not cast spell, I don't think.
Yeah, the cost of spell was 90, and at the time I only had 4 jars, so couldn't do much of anything. But I mean, I had 4 chances left, and I didn't have fire yet, which could have also been reflect at the time, so I figured I'd just take my chances, and it worked out for me.
Rose City Saint, instead of doing Palace, he went a different direction to start from you. So he put him about 2 minutes behind you because everything you did in the Western continent, he did about a minute after. He was, you basically taking the same line you did. Where you guys diverged was you dipped into 6 after doing all the things on the Western continent. So you fully completed the Western continent. He decided to go to the east, and instead of going directly east in the east with the boots, he walked north, and he got to all those towns and the 2 P-bag caves up there. They were both magic containers. So if the trophy led to Thunder or Reflect, this game has a whole different feel altogether because he grabbed 2 magic containers and found all the 3 towns up there before you were even done with Palace 6. So it could have turned dramatically in his favor there, but nonetheless, the things where you needed them to be.
Yeah, I definitely lucked out in some regards, but I also feel like had I had to dig for trophy, it wouldn't have been too bad to hit all the spots I was purposefully passing up.
You had both P-bag caves. You had the water tile. You had both. Well, one item I think left in Maze Island. I stopped tracking at that point, and the item in New Casino, and then like several of the palaces. So there were quite a few places it could have been for you. How about that Death Mountain? How about that Great Palace though?
It was an interesting one. Taking a game over before the Dark Link room was a heartbreaker there, but it is what it is. I was having a lot of fun until that happened.
Did you at any time, because there was an elevator room later on in the palace before you went to that huge loop, at any time did you think about going back to that other area, the other elevator room?
Not until I had checked everything else that was closer to the entrance.
Yeah.
Especially after the game over, because I think I had seen all of the dead ends at that point, so I know going right from where I died was like the way to go.
Yeah, you did find all the dead ends. The only thing, and the only other drop you had was the lower half of the L7 room where you had to go right to left, so you weren't going to find it that way. I mean, only if it was like a one-piece chicken room that led down, but still down would have led you right anyway. So yeah, you probably had it all figured out there. Left of that elevator room was probably is probably the L7 drop, because left of the ferry room was probably going to be the one up, because I don't think they can be reversed and still have the guarantees of the Great Palace. But
yeah, I'm not too sure either.
Yeah, that loop was crazy. That loop was almost like a game over that you took.
It was not an easy GP, all things considered. It was a very fun seed though. A lot of openness right at the beginning. Kind of got spoon fed a lot, and then I just so happened to check the hammer, the 3 for the hammer and 6 for the water of life. The hammer was blocking something. I don't remember what it was. Oh, the flute.
The kid for reflect.
Oh, the kid. That's right.
It also blocked a P-bag, but that doesn't really mean anything. Yeah, I mean, it's one of those things where, I mean, Rose City Saint also did get all the things early on as well. In fact, the only thing he didn't do, like I said, was dip Palace 6, which was the most fortunate case for you because that forced you right into the item by trying to get to Barba, and the item turned out to be the medicine for Thunder. So he had the question of where is Thunder the whole rest of the seed, and you already had the knowledge of knowing where it was. But you did have the where could reflect be, but like you said, there were plenty of places where it could have been. What is your favorite cartoon and or comic strip? And don't give me like the answer of like Family Guy or Futurama or any of the adult cartoons. Like we're talking real pure cartoons here.
Well, pure cartoons from my day and age are going to be different than pure cartoons from your day and age, but I was always a big fan of Hey Arnold on Nickelodeon.
I believe we had a Hey Arnold or Doug mentioned in chat as well. We had a few good ones in chat mentioned, but I don't know. None really hit me like, oh man, I forgot about that one. That cartoon was great. I was still waiting for one of those answers, and I never got one because everyone decided to say Futurama.
I'm trying to think of like what else would I watch back in the day. I remember like Courage the Cowardly Dog and like Cat Dog and all those crazy things.
Yeah, Ren and Stimpy was something not said that I'm surprised. But
I was never a fan of Ren and
yeah, but that's
Stimpy.
probably like an age thing as well. Like that was probably like one of the, not the first, but probably one of the like the first few cartoons for adults where kids like probably wouldn't find it funny, but not maybe adults, but like late teens, like high school teens probably. And
Gotcha.
you might not have even been born yet when that came out. But there's Rose City Saint downing Darklink right now, hour and 20 minutes, 39 seconds. So not bad at all. But that only awards him the SHI Tournament Participation Trophy.
Does BGT come up with that one? Or Joshy D?
No, unfortunately, neither of them were in
Nice.
this tournament for the event, so I couldn't really name the award after them. But we can for future tournaments, maybe we can come up with something. I think Rose City Saint left to go take a leak. He'll be joining us in a few seconds. You know what I found? I found like one of those websites online that has like archived, probably illegal archive of all these episodes. I started watching the original Transformers.
Oh,
Like,
okay.
you know, season 1 Transformers, and watching it now, I'm like, man, I remember this. This was pretty good back in the day. But as I was trying to explain to the chat, because they're idiots, watching cartoons back in the day was so hard because it was in syndication, and you never knew if it was a new season or if you're watching the same season or if the show is even still like on the air. Like, am I just watching repeats for the rest of my life, or are there going to be new episodes eventually? But weighing in on this topic now is Rose City Saint. Hey, Rose City Saint, what is your favorite cartoon and or comic strip?
I'm not a big comic guy. So I don't know. I mean, Garfield maybe.
Garfield was pretty good. I like Garfield a lot better than Heathcliff.
Yeah, I only vaguely remember Heathcliff. That was like a weird, cheap knockoff to me.
Yeah, Garfield was BGT and Heathcliff was Joshy D. We'll just put it that way.
It's an excellent way to put it.
Yeah, you have a favorite comic strip, Near?
I'm not really a big comic guy either. There's a couple. Do web comics count? I guess not.
I mean, yeah, if it's Cyanide and Happiness, sure.
It's not Cyanide and Happiness.
You ever see the one where the dude is making fun of the other dude for playing, like, you know, World of Warcraft? And he levels up and he gets a sword and a knife and he just stabs his buddy. Like, ah! It's like, I'm level 4. And he just stabs him. It's great. But Rose City Saint, let's talk about Zelda II Randomizer.
Oh God, yeah, let's go. What do you got for me?
Well, you did everything.
I found Mito this time.
He did find Mito this time. You did everything but Palace 5. Let me just explain the differences here really quick, and then you can give me your take on things. You went a different way to start than Nirm did, and then eventually you caught his draft, and then you started to do everything Nirm did about a minute after Nirm did it. Right after you guys got the raft, and then I guess went into P-Bag Cave and grabbed the kid. Well, you got the hammer, and you guys completed 3. You got the hammer and 3. Grabbed the kid in the P-Bag Cave. So you had Palace 1 and Palace 3 done. Everything else on the Western Continent done. The only thing there being Palace 6. You went to the Eastern Continent. Nirm went to 6. Nirm had the medicine right around the time you arrived on the Eastern Continent. So he never really had to question where Thunder was. But you went to the Eastern Continent, you went north, and you found all the towns, so you found Reflect. While Nirm was kind of contemplating where Reflect was later on in the seed, you were trying to find the medicine for Thunder. But yeah, every time you dipped somewhere, it was a magic container or a heart container. What was the biggest hurdle for you in that seed?
You said it. It was definitely the medicine. I knew I was absolutely doomed once I got the items out of 2 and 4. And that had it narrowed down. Then I knew the medicine was either in 6 or 5, and I knew either way I lost. I was absolutely crestfallen when I got the item in 4, and it was garbage. Other than that, I mean, I'm especially disappointed because I think I played incredibly well. I can't regret a single decision I made. I still stand by my decision not to do 6 at that time. I think, in my opinion, doing 6 at that time was a bit of a mistake, but it contained the right item. So what can you do?
What was your... I'm sorry, Nirm. Go ahead.
I was like, yeah, it was definitely. I definitely felt like I played it really well too. And with 6 being the last thing in the West, I figured I'd just clear out the West and never go back.
Yeah, it's hard to question that decision, but at that time, just with the levels were low, the containers were low. I think I could probably only cast fairy once per bar, and that can be problematic in six. I definitely felt like I'll be jamming myself up to be doing six right now. I better just continue exploring.
That's one of the things I learned picking up from like Dig Shake back in the day. Like, you know, how do I route myself better? And he's definitely the fan of whatever continent Grey Palace is not on, complete it. And whatever palace Grey Palace is on, if Grey Palace was in the west, then favor going to the east early, doing and getting all the things over there because you can gain a great advantage over your opponent if you find what you're looking for over there. Then just do cleanup. This way you're not just traveling back and forth so many times, especially when it comes to like turning in spell items as well. There's two of them in the west, you have to turn in one of them in the east. So then you can start, you know, playing the game of hopping continents so many times.
That's very true, and especially of this seed, there was not a great shortcut to the raft. So getting from the start to the raft spot was a little bit of a chore. And I agree with everything you just said. Had that palace been something like 2 instead of 6, I would have done it. But just 6 in particular, if it had been 5, I wouldn't have done that either. But
Yes, sometimes
if it had been 2, or if he had 4 and reflect, I would have done that too, maybe.
I probably would also question 5 or 6 because 6 is just, it's long. And you had the levels and you had the means to do it, but you can come back to it with a couple more heart containers, a couple more, you know, attack levels, a couple more life levels, and probably clear it a lot quicker. So, it was a tough spot to put in. And really, what are the odds? Like 1 in 24, 1 in 22 or something like that, where like the one item you need would be there. You know, and like, and 1 on 8 on top of that, on top of those odds for that one item to lead you to, or 2 on, you know, 1 out of 4 that it would be the spell you would need on top of that. So that kind of sucked.
For that medicine to be in 6 was just a middle finger to me. Absolutely. I was worried that Nurm might have stumbled into that first before doing Death Mountain and come across the pre-raft. It's interesting that he wanted to go dig that out after he got the raft. So at least he's rewarded for doing that rather than being rewarded for not choosing the correct path to the raft. But yeah, my only hope was that maybe it would be in 5. I was when I dug 6 first, I was hoping that it wouldn't be there, because then that would at least suggest that maybe Nurm would have to also do a full clear of everything else, and we would be arriving in the same spot at the same time. So to see it in 6, I knew my fate.
Did either of you do anything differently based upon the items you guys got early?
I definitely would say yes. Like for example, digging 6, I don't never have dug 6 that early without the magic key. Getting the magic key early is always a little scary because that usually means the seed's going to be really nasty. But I guess with the medicine in 6, it was kind of a little bit trolly, but ultimately it was a pretty fast seed. And you know, with the glove being in 1 early on, and then the magic key, glove and magic key is usually just a sign for me to just go as fast as possible and kind of worry about spells if a roadblock presents itself.
I was just happy to see everything. The boots presented themselves early. The glove, you could get down stab right away.
You didn't have to take a half an hour to find Mito?
No, Mito was in a non-horse's ass spot this time, so that was a bonus.
How pissed are you guys that Unos completed last night's seed in under an hour without down stab, up stab, or fairy?
Yeah, it makes me humiliated, but yeah, that's how it goes. He is willing to take some crazy gambles, and it pays off for him so often. I promise that if I ever attempted to finish a seed without any of those things, all of the above would be required in GP.
Nirm, were you?
I was too busy playing softball. So.
Oh yeah, I was gonna say, were you even in that race? Probably not.
Yeah, I mean, he put up an amazing time. In fact, I mean, I'm embarrassed to admit this, Jarrett. The time that he put up on that seed last night is faster than even the time that I put up on the famous Alan Heffley seed.
It was crazy because I was watching it a little bit from my iPad because I wasn't home, and he just kept going. He's just, I'm going, and like he just kept repeating like it's, you know, I don't have down stab, and he just kept going. and it was pretty funny. But
I came in second place in that race, almost a half hour later than him.
yeah,
Just as a display of what kind of magnificence that was.
yeah, it was pretty awesome. All right, last question here for you guys, and congratulations once again to Nirm, who takes the bronze medal in the Zelda II Randomizer event. And Rose City Saint, we have a nice participation trophy for you on the screen for getting in fourth place. Hottest female or hottest cartoon character of all time?
Ooh. Jessica Rabbit.
I think that was the one that spurred the question. What about you, Nirm?
Does anime count?
I mean, probably not, but you can go ahead and.
Okay. No, dude, it's never like regular cartoons has never conceptually been a sexual thing for me.
Oh, Josie and the Pussycats probably put it out there.
I'm too young for that.
Yeah, no, they definitely did. I'm sure. I don't even remember what the blonde one's name was. It was Josie, Alexandria, and I don't know, but it doesn't matter. But yeah, so thanks a lot for and congratulations to you guys for getting this far, and good luck on everything else.
Yeah, thanks, GG and Nirm. Very nice.
Yep, GG. I'm just glad that Game Over in the Room Before Dark Link didn't cost me anything. I was like,
Well,
oh no.
yeah, on a side note, I did have sort of a bad Great Palace. I got all tangled up in a loop in the Eon room that put me almost back to start. So yeah, my Great Palace did not go great.
Yeah, if you watch this back, watch Nirm's Great Palace. It was pretty good. So
Oh no, please no.
yeah. All right, thanks a lot, guys, and good luck to you guys in whatever you do next.
Thank you.
Yep, thank you, Larry, and thanks for all the stuff you put together. It's been a good time.
Yeah, it definitely is, and we'll see you guys in the next events.
Okay, thanks. Have a good one.
All right, that is the conclusion of the Zelda 2. Well, not the conclusion. That is the third place game in the Zelda 2 Randomizer event of the SHI Tournament Olympics. Nirm takes the bronze over Rose City Saint with a time of, it doesn't really matter, 1 hour and 12 minutes and 32 seconds to 1 hour and 20 minutes, so an 8-minute difference. Tomorrow at noon is going to be the gold medal match between Buzz Thunder of the Painus Thunder, and his opponent is going to be Jacquemus Wedge of Special K. So make sure you tune in for that. Noon Eastern time. Because it's on so early, I may even replay it at night. So maybe we'll do that. Maybe I'll string the Zelda 2 Randomizer bronze and gold medal matches again, replay them at night if you can't make it in the afternoon. So thanks for joining us. And be on the lookout for the other events of the SHI Tournament Olympics starting next week. The first round of Tetris, and perhaps the first round of Super Mario Bros. 1 as well. So have a good one. See you guys later.